signature form, okay, so we were talking signatures, so I found this real quick and pulled it up. So this is the signature form. So if you needed a new signature, you could call into us and we'd send this to you, sign it. I think they give you instructions to mail it, but if you were under the gun, I think they've taken scanned images before because life happens.
Just one day turn over. I just recently, about a week ago, I sent it in. The same day they sent me back right away. Very quick.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, but you know, things change at a school district sometimes quite rapidly, so.
It's probably something one of your IT guys could do at your district.
Yeah.
It just has to be a certain size and it has to be a certain DPI. And if they have something like Photoshop or something available to them, they could usually do. I mean, our office has a form very similar to that one. Just we recommend when they're signing it, use like a nice medium point like Sharpie or something like that, so it really comes through. People who use really skinny pens, it kind of freaks out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Sharpie.
Yeah, we don't do any like light touch photos.
Send it
Well, you guys saw my last name, so my last name never fit in that box. So.
Yeah.
So I think Carrie asked me to show you how to change the, you wanted the preferences, right?
Yeah, it's called the new user interface.
Yeah, so right here, you want me to set the preferences? Is that
Yeah,
what you
just,
want me
yeah,
to
just,
show?
it's under actions on the main menu, and it's for each individual person at your district. So if you want to turn this on and you don't like it and you want to turn it right back off, or if the person next to you doesn't want to turn this on.
Yeah, they can't actually do this right now. We have to go into their tables to do it.
After
But
the
after
Q-
the first quarter.
Yeah.
It should be, yeah.
So it's coming out in the Q1 release,
Yeah.
which is due out at the end of February, beginning of March. And once you get the new release, you'll be able to go off of the main menu into this actions menu and then click that box that says new user interface.
It's there already.
has to do it.
Each
Yeah,
individual
each
person.
It's there
It's there
already.
already.
We're on 4.13 and I have that option.
Well, yeah,
For the 14, I have that option too.
yeah. So it was an option for by district to turn it on sooner. So some of you might already have this
Yeah.
because you just had to call into support and ask to have this turned on before the Q1 release. And so once you go in there, you'll have the option to select the font size. So you'll be able to
Yeah, so
pick the larger font.
Oh, so old people can see.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the size of your screen. So if you pick extra large,
Have one word on your
But
screen.
also we have different grid colors now,
it also doesn't.
like creamsicle.
You know, at 8 o'clock at night.
Creamsicle.
So,
I love creamsicle.
Oh, that's awesome. You can change the color of your ribbon.
Does it smell like creamsicle though? I mean, that would be cool.
yes, that's our new enhancement too. We have
Smell-o-vision?
the new smell-o-vision. Yes.
Nice.
Glacier.
Glacier.
Don't even ask
Oh.
what it smells like.
Okay.
There's no
But
way
to
to
get
default
the-
that on for everyone?
But to get it to change, I think you gotta change connection groups. Just
Just change the
Log out
connection
the-
group.
Yeah, just change
Like,
connection groups.
good metal grade.
Okay. So we ready to rock on with this? Great, okay.
Not ribbon
So
can be minimized.
we left off at attaching the contracts to the positions, and we talked about that, and I got some homework I need to work on, so we'll get that. So now we're gonna go into, after you attach the contract to the positions, now what we'll wanna do is go into HR contracts, and we're gonna go into the employee contract area. Okay, so that's right here.
Now I have a question. If you accidentally put a contract in the closed position, will they put a closed position amount to when you generate the contract?
I don't know offhand, I have to test it, so, I mean, what it is, on contracts, it probably would.
Because that bill doesn't seem like it's
Yeah, probably would.
Because
Yeah.
they probably close the position, have a contract, they open the,
Yeah.
create a new open position, and they put a counter, so those close and open have a both for the contract and the
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, see, I'd have to test that. Carrie, can you put that on the list?
Sorry, what is it?
She wants to know if the position is closed and you put it on the contract, will it pull
Okay.
when you generate the contracts? I want to say yes, because they may be in the position for next year. And I'm gonna show you how to change the start date and end date to like 16, 17 fiscal year. So they may be in the position in the new year, so. So I want to say yes, it will, but I'll double check that and test it. And the only reason I'm like quite sure it will, but I'm on a new release and I like to test everything rather than just, oh yeah, it will, and just brush by it. I don't like to operate that way because if I'm wrong, then I just told, 40 people that something that wasn't true. So.
Plus the video.
Yeah. They'll be like, boy, that Mel was an Olympic. She's wrong. See, she's wrong. So no, I mean, thanks, Mike, for reminding me. So, okay, but I'd like to test it, just because I am on a new quarterly release and, we'll see. I'll let you all know, okay? So we're on page 131. And if we go into the employee contract area, we have a bunch of different actions. So if you were in a new fiscal year and you rolled your contract setup over, this area would be totally blank. But as you're creating contracts during the year, this populates and we have a lot of different columns in this particular grid. In fact, I got some activity that went on. I got all my different contracts. But the way this grid populates is through the actions. So for the actions, we can create and replace all contracts, and you would probably run that, this one, the first time in a new fiscal year, create and replace all. But then as you're finding mistakes, like maybe a closed position, and you're breaking that link, and then you're creating and regenerating, you might want to just get new or get just supplementals depending on what you're trying to do. So we have all these different actions. So we have create and replace all contracts, create and replace just the positions. So if you had supplementals, we leave those alone. And then we have create and replace supplementals, create and replace just the contracts shown in the grid. So if you published a contract out to the portal and you found something wrong, you could just isolate that person and fix them by using this action item. So you fix the position and then recreate it, and then it would pull in. So Linda, earlier today, I said we'd get back. This is where I think you would want to check whether or not all positions had a contract, either in here or in positions and pay when you assign the contract. But this is where we generate, and this shows all the different positions, okay? But that other area, the contract in the portal, that wouldn't. Okay. Yeah, yes.
Just one tip that we do, we actually created a no contract. It helps with some of that stuff, as well as, if you'll notice, so let's say you deleted some contracts from here after you generated, like, oh, this person shouldn't get a contract, you delete them. And then maybe at some point you say, oh no, we really want to bring that person back with a contract. If you hit new position contracts, it's going to bring back all those people that you deleted from the grid. If you just change them to no contract and you never publish those no contracts, it's easier.
The no contract.
The no-
I like
yeah.
that.
That's
What
good.
district are you in?
Phoenix L,
Oh, okay. I didn't get your name.
Troy.
Troy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I think I've talked to you on the support line.
I'm sure we have, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great tip. So Phoenix L, awesome. Thank you. So, and I think the no contract might, no, that would,
Where did you say the no contract is where you create a contract?
You just create a contract with a blank contract.
Oh.
If it ever does get printed, there's just nothing on it.
But it's still, but when you do this, then still will create the one with a blank contract.
Yeah.
So people that don't get contracts and positions and pay, you set them to no contract.
And then that way you can
Yeah,
easily
placeholder.
filter them out so that they don't get
Right.
published to the portal or whatever.
Especially with people on improvement plans, and they're like, oh, this person shouldn't get a contract until they're off their improvement plan. So you send them to no
Okay.
contract, and then they're like, okay, they're off it now, so you set the contract again.
Cool, good idea. Okay, so everybody's writing that down, or we're an hour and 15 minutes into this, I think, so, you know, if you're gonna watch the video again. Okay,
Our history, we recommend our user never use get new position contract.
that only pulls in the new positions.
No,
that you
they
add.
actually, they will bring in all. Even for those you're not ready to create yet, they will create it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's attached to a contract, it's gonna pull it in, so, yeah. So your recommendation from your district is not to pull in, get new
Yeah, we
position?
just use the first one, get,
Create
create,
and
replace
replace
all
all.
contract and
Yeah,
create by group.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Instead of use the get new, yeah.
yeah. And I like the create and replace shown in the grid.
Yes.
From a support standpoint, I use that one a lot. So when you call into support, you're like, something's wrong with this contract, I would probably fix it on the position and then create and replace just that person or that group of employees. So, yeah. Okay, so if we get further down here, we're gonna get into copying contracts and stuff like that. This is used when you publish out to the portal and there's something wrong. So that second document that Carrie and I gave you, if you have the portal, it's in that one, okay? You can copy the contract if it's been rejected, and then you can fix it up, and then you can make a new contract document and put it up to the portal. So that's what that one is used for. Updates selected contract from position. Okay, so you must use this one quite a bit if you find a problem with a contract.
You did change position amount,
Yeah,
you just selected position only and then will update whatever amount in your contract before you generate a contract.
yeah,
Ahead of before you create document,
yeah.
if you already create document, this will not.
It will not work.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We'll be talking about the multiple employee contract update, because this is where you can go ahead and by group, you can maybe filter down and you can say, if you're doing contracts in the current fiscal year for next year, you can say, this position's gonna start in 2016, like August 18th, and it's gonna end 2017, 6/30, and I'm just making up the dates, and it's gonna be 230 days. So I'll show you that action item real fast in a few minutes. And then we have built the contract mail merge file. So for those of you that wanted not to use our contracts, but at this point cut it off and do a mail merge file, you can go ahead and create a file here in Excel and then use your Word document and build a mail merge file, okay? But at least you're getting the position information into this grid. You can extract it into an Excel file and then do the mail merge from here, okay?
So you lose the document in the system.
Yeah, and that's like when Carrie hit her PowerPoint, that was like the first step, which would be the most basic, just extracting the information and doing a mail merge. But this is where you would get that contract, if you were gonna do that. And I think there was one group in here that said they were still using mail merge, right?
I got application error when I try to use that.
Okay. And then we have, yes?
When we create that file, I was just kind of thought, we could possibly do our salary increase there in that file, right?
You could extract it out and then it's
Yeah.
just an Excel file.
Right.
Yeah, and then build the contracts mail merge. But again, it's not publishing it out to the portal or it's not a document in the system.
So then really this information doesn't go anywhere else from there.
Exactly.
No,
And then we're back to touching everybody and their salary amounts in the next year.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
even dangerous, you have hard copy not in the
Yeah,
system.
right.
When you do the line, you do
So-
update, they're gonna put you, how come my amount is not the same?
I'm gonna
Even one
try-
penny different.
I'm gonna try to extract this, because I didn't know we were getting application errors. That's the first I heard of that, so I'm gonna try to pop this onto
That
my
was
desktop.
last year.
Oh, okay, so if it was a year ago. Yeah, and then I'm gonna put these export, and just do that. And I'm putting it hopefully on my desktop. So, and I'll click OK. And it's saving, it says it's saving down the bottom here if I don't cover it up. Darn. So worst case scenario, this is the most basic, you know. And if you wanted to get real basic, you could take the grid from positions and pay and export that out into Excel if you had to. So I've had to help new lines do that in the past as well. And then you can do the mail merge document from that, so. Just go through it. Still saving. I didn't know it was gonna take this long.
Can I ask you a question while you're waiting?
Yeah.
It goes back to the HTML code. If you don't put HTML code in there, does it just default? You just type in your questions, it just
Yeah.
does
It's
default
just like black.
text? And
It's-
it's just
yeah.
like a, just a kind of.
Yeah, I've seen people have a
Very creative.
cornucopia of color.
Okay. And how does it automatically put our logo and header and everything in the contract? Or do you have to load that information somewhere also?
Quarter one, February 25th at 9 a.m.
That's when we're gonna find out how to do it?
Yeah,
That's gonna just auto
yeah,
load it?
they wouldn't even share with me.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're
you don't
still,
know-
they're
you don't
still
know either.
working on the
Okay.
program.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
it's,
just wondering
that's the
about
new
that.
stuff, so,
Okay.
yeah, that's coming with quarter
Well, if
one.
it just magically works, I like it already.
You'll love
It's
it.
gonna be awesome.
Yes.
I'm not sure what program we were using.
Nothing is automatic.
Pretty sure it's not gonna work like that.
So Tiffany, I didn't get an error, but here's the Val Ease export, and if I open this guy up, it's in a different format.
I've been
Oh, but I got that, there we go. Yeah, but you get two tabs of information. So the funding's on a separate tab, but I don't know why you want the funding. But this is interesting, okay? So if you go across this document, it goes way out. I mean, like way up. Because what it will do is it gives you like 9 different positions, because we're dealing with school districts and nobody has one job, right? 9 different positions and up to 18 different supplemental positions. So if in your mail merge, you want the total amount of all of those positions, then you have to go way out. See how I'm way out to column. So the mail merge document goes way out to column KK. Okay. Oh, wow, and now they even added,
That's a state requirement for Idaho. They have to have
Is
their
it?
contracts spelled out.
spelled out.
Wow.
Okay, so there we go. But see, 16 different supplemental positions and then 9 different regular positions, so.
Which is probably why it's airing.
But there, yeah, but I mean, people, you know, we're talking school districts, you get some of these teachers that have, you know, many, many positions. So that is an Idaho requirement. Okay, but here is the total amount right here also. And so you could go through and double check that amount, so. Yeah, so that's new, I hadn't seen that where it was spelled out, so thanks, Carrie. So, and every state has their own little rules. But, you know, you have folks with more than one job and more than one addenda. And so if you're gonna go this route, you can map it all. Okay, so if we were in the current fiscal year and we wanted to make the contracts for next year, I'm gonna close out of this document, or this Excel. Yeah. Okay. Not gonna save that. Okay. Okay. We have that action item, I told you it was contract update. So I'm gonna filter on just my certified contracts, so let me find my filter button. Okay, so I just have the certified contracts on the grid, and if I scroll across here, and I gotta deal with my sizing issue. Okay, see how I'm in an old database, it's like 1415? Okay, if I was doing the contracts for next year, I haven't updated my work calendars yet, and I wouldn't in the current year for next year. So I have to fix these. And so I can filter down on the grid to my different groups or whatever, and I can run the action item, that multi-employee contract update. And here I could put in a date, and I'm just actually, we're talking teachers here, so I'll put in maybe 08, 01, 2016, okay? And then an end date, I'll put 05, 25, 2017, and then you guys would know the amount of days, but I'm just gonna wing it here. So let's say that it ends up to be 183 days, okay? But you get the idea, okay? And then this update salary schedule amount, that guy is for prorating the number of days, so that if they went from like 200 to 183 or something like that, they're working less days, so they should probably get less pay. And this would go ahead and prorate the amounts, or it would pop up if they were going to more days than what you had on the current salary schedule. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and click OK here, and I won't double check. And when it refreshed, it brought back all of the positions, or all of the different contracts, sorry. So I need to filter back down on just the certified. So right here, and then if we look at the dates, it mass updated. So you would take your different groups of employees and do the mass update, and that way you're changing the dates. You can see now the start date on the positions show 2016, the end date 2017, and then the number of days. Okay. So again, you'd have to be mindful of each group of employees and filter them down and change them. But that's something that if you're going to build the contracts in the current year, for next year, you have to remember to do. If you're going to show the start date and end date on the contract, you want to do that. Okay. We good? Okay. Okay. So after you go through and okay. You can go ahead and check individuals as well. I did want to cover this. So if I open up, I'm going to just clear and hit Peter Abbott. Let's go to Mr. Abbott. Okay. And if I take a look here, filter down. Oh, I changed it to Glacier, so maybe I can't see colors. See actions. So if I needed to change his salary schedule on this, I could set the salary schedule if it should be something different. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna cancel out of this. But I think he was at like 107,000, no, 100,500. But you could change an individual in this area. It's not gonna impact their position, okay? But it's only to get the contract out. So if you change something and you need to maybe change it in the new year, yeah. So think of it as a one-way street. We extract the stuff from payroll into the contract area, and then we can manipulate the contract, but it's not gonna impact the position that we pulled it from, okay? We're cool. But if you found a mistake, you could fix it, you know. quickly, so. Okay, so we're good there? Okay, and then let me check the other actions. Okay, expire, okay. So this is for the web portal. So at a certain point, if you don't want the contract any longer out there for the employees to be able to accept or reject, you could expire them. What I would probably recommend is you filter on the contracts that are already still out there, export it out to Excel so you have a list, you know, so you have something kept, or maybe at that point you could start documenting that you've sent emails on this date and this date, and, you know, haven't responded to your emails, and then expire the contracts. So you can at least show some due diligence, so. But this is the action item to expire the contracts. Okay. Okay. So we have a couple of additional items with publishing the contracts and assigning the contract documents. So when I get into that, I forgot your name, but you can help, right?
Me?
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding, but you know how to publish out to the portal, and you know how to assign the contracts in mass. So this is the action item to do that. So we'll be coming back to mass assign the contract documents and mass publish the documents out to the portal, okay? But before we do that, I gotta show you how to print the contracts, okay? So are we good with this area? Okay, so I think,
You can maybe have two, right? Should have two records.
I'm sorry?
In the contract area, you're supposed to have two. One is the main line, you put the contract in already, right?
Hang on a second, I don't remember, because I'm like, I've
I
been
think
busy.
we have a supplemental.
Yeah, I
And
think
you-
one was
you
the
have to name it,
supplemental.
you're supposed to bring both in.
Let me
Just the
see.
contract number.
Because I'm not familiar with this data, I just pulled this data down for this meeting. So there's, yeah, let me see. I thought
You
we
assign the
changed it.
contract.
Yeah, you took it out.
Yeah.
Took it out.
Okay. No, when you guys were on break, she asked me to put it back.
Oh,
So he's supposed to have two.
Hang on, let's look, I'm not familiar with this, so, okay, but it's 1615, okay. And this is data that I'm not real familiar with, so I'm not sure what it's doing. So, give me just a second. And this is an activities document. Yeah, it's only showing the line. So, let me do I'm gonna do a create and replace all contracts. So,
Just his name, right?
but this one says activities document. No, this is the one that was published before. Hang on, let me look at this. Because I had the business analyst give me this database. And I'm not real familiar with it. This is a contract that was published already. So,
Publish?
yeah, I'm not gonna unpublish this though. Let me go to edit. This. It's the only one, he was the one I was gonna use as my test person. So yeah, let me go to unpublish. So, and then I'm gonna delete this, try to delete it.
You already have document, you cannot delete it.
Let me see. Let me just delete this. Okay, and then let me just delete this. Or not let me.
Because you have to delete document. You need to associate and delete document before you can delete this
Okay,
record.
so I removed it from here. Okay. Give me just a second. I'm gonna go to shortcuts, and then employee documents. For, yeah, because he's the one that I'm gonna be using as a test person. So, let me delete that one. Okay, there we go. And then let me go to contracts. Try to delete this now. Still not.
Use the correct contract